Okay, so Google has pretty much confirmed both the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 8 through their Pixel simulator that they put online. And that's fine. They showed the design, they showed the new colors to keep people distracted, I guess. I like the new design. Hardware wise, it looks really good. Color wise, I would have preferred the matte obsidian that they put on the Pixel Fold rather than it seems like that's going to be a glossy finish on the Pixel 8 Pro. So fingerprints are back on the menu for Pixel users. But to me, all of that noise buries the lead of the story. And that is the rumored price increase that's going to occur with the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 8. So I have the last few generations of Pixel devices laid out here. And I was going to do this video differently and have it be in front of the camera and all the rest of it, but I want to visualize exactly what I'm talking about. And you see this little break here. This is not accidental. This to me is the line where Google's philosophy has shifted from what they were doing, which I agreed with, which I think was successful, to what it appears they want to do and want to become. So let's start at the beginning. The Pixel 6. The philosophy was good. The launch, a little suspect. They had to eat some crow there. There had to be some things where whether they acknowledged it or not, the launch of the Pixel 6 was a little on the rough side. But the idea was there. We're going to, for that $599, $699, and then you had the Pro, we're going to give you a near enough flagship experience with our Pixel extras in there to entice you to switch on over and use our devices. And I absolutely love that. So while originally I was very frustrated with my Pixel 6, over time they locked in Tensor 1. They really kind of gave you the experience. And now, for my money, the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro are some of the best values that you could currently get in smartphones. Then we moved to the Pixel 6a, which was one of my favorite devices of all time. You know, people sit there and say I'm a Google hater. That's not true. The Pixel 6a, go back and watch the videos. I love what they provided here. And yes, did they start at $450? Absolutely. But they brought the price down quickly to the point where really by by mid-fall, you could get this device for $350. And that was an absolute steal. And now you get them brand new for $299. Just a lot to love about this. A nice, a best-in-class camera experience. A good enough OLED display. The Tensor 1, they locked it in. Snappy performance that you don't really see at that price range. There was a lot to like about the Google Pixel 6a, and if you have one, you are absolutely winning, especially now. They locked in, like I said, the Tensor, they optimized it, and they got significantly better battery life, so that was really good. Then that brings us to the Pixel 7 Pro, which I thought did exactly what it needed to do. I like the Pixel 7 Pro. It proved that they could iron out the issues that they had with the Pixel 6 launch, that they could put out a good device for a decent price and give you value in the near flagship part of the market. It did everything it needed to do. This device, while it had its flaws, it checked the boxes. It gave you an outstanding flagship camera, near enough flagship camera experience, or near enough flagship performance. It gave you a nice enough display for what they were charging, and we'll get to that in a moment. And it gave you a very nice design for the money that they were charging. So that was great. I love the Pixel 7 Pro. I think that's it was a continuation of this philosophy here, which I was really enjoying. Then we get to the Pixel 7a and the Pixel Fold, and the rumors on the Pixel 8. And the prices start to go up. $499 for the Pixel 7a. And a bunch of people jump up and down and tell me, hey, listen, that's going to come down. Google does a lot of sales. They're very aggressive with the price drops, which they were with these devices. Radio silence on this. This never really had a sustained period where it came down off that $499. And they maintain that kind of awkward pricing structure between the 7a and the regular Pixel 7, to where you could essentially get a 7, which is better than this device, for less than what you were paying for a 7a. And everyone's like, well, why is that? Why is it? Google's maintained and kind of weathered awkward pricing situations before. If you remember the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 5, there was a time period where you could get a Pixel 4, which was very much objectively the better device than the Pixel 5, for less than what they were charging for the Pixel 5. So they're okay with that. They ride out the storm on those things. They don't care what you think. They did the same thing here. And why? because they know that the Pixel 8 and the Pixel 8 Pro price is going up. And so they're like, eventually, this is going to look like a bargain. Eventually, this is going to look like the mid-ranger in the lineup because the other ones will be so much higher in price. And that, to me, is the mistake that OnePlus made. You got your name. You clawed your way back into the game by providing this type of value, this philosophy, a near enough flagship experience, an excellent budget value, but for the value that you provided. Not necessarily for the hardware going toe-to-toe with Samsung. You weren't doing that. You were given a discount here, and giving you enough of that experience is why these devices were successful. Same with OnePlus. They were given that fantastic performance and that cool build quality for X amount less. But what happened with the OnePlus 10 Pro? When they started, feeling good about themselves a little bit. Started saying, all right, well, we'll play on the same field as Samsung. And we'll charge $1099 for the OnePlus 10 Pro. Well, guess what? You charge that money, people are going to want that matching experience. And when you don't deliver it, it's a problem. It's a problem. And that's what you see with the Pixel Fold. $1,800, toe-to-toe with the Galaxy Fold 5. But guess what? People are going to want all of that experience that you don't quite get. So if that Pixel 8 comes in at close to what an S23 or an S24 Ultra will be, the criticisms are going to be that much more. Because while I overlooked a lot of stuff on the Pixel 7 Pro and thought it was still fantastic value because you were spending up to $400 less, depending on how you configured it, than an S23 Ultra, well, that kind of extra credit or that kind of, just papering over stuff goes away in a hurry when you charge the same money. All of a sudden, this display, which is subpar in comparison to an S23 Ultra, becomes an issue. All of a sudden, the fact that I ignored that there was zero brightness on this device becomes an issue. The fact that the battery life on this phone is not what it should be becomes an issue. Tensor 2 is okay performance-wise. I don't notice a big difference, but it's there. That becomes an issue. Charging speeds on this device become an issue. Overheating, which, you could say it's a problem. Some people it's a problem, some people it's not. But you don't get that leeway when you're charging the same money as another phone that doesn't have those issues. So be very careful. And I caution Google. I'm sure they're listening. I caution you. Be very careful with what you do with your pricing. Because if you increase that price on the Pixel 8 Pro and you put it toe-to-toe with the Samsung S23 Ultra and S24 Ultra, well, then you better provide that experience. Because if you don't, people are going to eat your lunch for it justifiably. So you had a winning strategy here that you went away from. You said, you know what? We're tired of being the value phone. I thought this was successful. I thought this was good. I thought this was smart. But you want to come over here and charge all the money for the devices. Well, you know what? You better be given all of the experience if you're charging all the money. And so far, not so good. The Pixel 7a, to me, is still not worth $500, and the Pixel Fold is not worth $1,800. So they're 0 for 2. Are you telling me they're going to turn it around on the Pixel 8? They're going to have a little self-awareness? Because I'll tell you what, self-awareness is not exactly Google's strong suit the past few years. It's not exactly something they're great at. It's not exactly something they say, you know what, reflection, maybe we should do something a little bit better here. No. It doesn't happen. They're stubborn with software updates. They're stubborn acknowledging problems. They're stubborn changing modems out of phones that don't work or don't work well. So you're going to hang your hat on that and pay $1,100 for a Pixel 8 Pro? To me, that's a tough sell. Especially since people call it, like I said, Google hater. I love this strategy. These devices are fantastic and worth the money, whereas these devices and then that question mark Pixel 8 Pro, I don't know. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.